One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
What the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS podcast.
Hang on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
It's not rocket science, Zooks, welcome back to another episode of the BS Podcast. I am your host, your failed producer, and the person who loves you the most, Quincy Moran. Welcome to week 11, I think, of college football. Alabama beats the mighty Bengal Tiger. What do you guys think about that? Taking down LSU in Tuscaloosa, 20-9. And as I bring my team to the stage, we are going to talk everything Alabama football. We have LSU to talk about. We have OU to talk about. And we've got a lot of BS to talk about. Who loves technology? Raise your hand. Not me. All right, so with that, welcome to the stage, Wild Bill. Wild Bill, what's going on, man? How are you, and what is going on today?
Cold weather, brother. Just trying to survive the cold. 34 feels like 23. So
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, let's hope the tide rolls in the cold. Man, it's I think it was in the 50s here today, but it was still a little bit chilly for a guy like me. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it, as a matter of fact. I am wearing my shirt, but I had to put the DeBoer hoodie on. It's not the same as the DeBoer hoodie, but it's the black hoodie. Had to wear that today. So want to also welcome the one, the only Josh Moran to the program. Josh, what's going on, dude?
What's up, everybody? I'm just hanging out here. Looks like we all got together finally.
We did all get together. Glad to have everybody here. And we have the Dashes, the ultimate duo. Austin Dash, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm just cold.
Yes, you are cold.
Yes, it is. It's we've moved to Alaska, so there's that.
Does he mean cold-hearted or?
No,
it's very cold here.
And you just heard her voice. It is Amber Dash. Amber Dash, how are you today?
I'm cold.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's got to be cold for me to say it's cold because I love cold weather and I love winter. But our real feel today was like 18, between 18 and 20, which is like not my thing. Like I like for it to be above 40.
Nobody's going to catch me saying it's cold today because we just got out of summer. Like, why would we say that? That doesn't make any sense.
Because
I'm loving it.
It's cold here. It's not cold where you are. It's 18 degrees real feel here today. We're freezing.
It was cold here. It got down to 32 or 30 degrees here. What you talking about?
18 here.
And?
It was cold.
All
I mean,
right.
I love it. That means I get to wear my fake Uggs everywhere. So
I guess it wasn't cold here, guys. Never mind.
We know it wasn't cold in one place, and that is on the leaderboard because Amber has been dominating the competition when it comes to the college pick'em. This week,
did anybody win this week?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have assessed the scores, and I'll go ahead and give them to you at the top of the program. Then we will get into Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points. And for those of you that are watching the program, if you are Facebook experts, I would appreciate you helping me out because for some reason now when I when I go live, Facebook no longer allows me to make this thing public. It's not until after it's done that it can be public. So I'm kind of confused. But with that being said, we're going to start with fourth place. Fourth place this week, Alabama. LSU is none other than Josh Moore and bringing up the tail end of the team. In third place, it's tied.
What the hell?
Tied for third place, the Dashes on DeBoer.
Well,
And that means when I announce the second place, you did. It took long enough. When I announce the second place, the person who's in second place, that will automatically mean we know who first place is. So drum roll, please. Second place this week, Quincy Moran. Wild Bill, you are the winner.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Wild Bill. Way to finally get one. I think that means Amber's at 100 and the rest of us are at 1.
even a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while.
Look, I'm beating you, big boy.
I didn't know if it was talking you or me, so
we've only played like 9 games, so I don't know how that's possible. But
she's got multipliers, Powerball number, and Austin. The thing is that I think in the new calculation, I'd have to go back and look at it. I'm not sure you've won anything.
No.
I think and I think I'm right.
Okay, I just want to tell y'all, it blows my mind because when you sit and you watch a ball game with this man, he is commentating and calling everything. Like, I've never seen somebody to watch games with that, like, out. And this is no diss to my dad because I know my dad is super smart when it comes to sports. But Austin will literally say XYZ and XYZ happens next. I don't know how this man cannot predict a game. Like, I have no
You know
idea.
why? You know why? Because I have too much faith in Alabama's offense. That's why.
You and me both. And you know what? The funny thing is the only one that's doing worse than Austin is me. So there's that. And that's a fact.
if Austin knows everything that's going to happen, why is he surprised when anything happens?
Well, I don't know why he's not making us hundreds of millions of dollars coaching. That's what I don't understand.
I think
I'm going to tell you right now, there's not hundreds of millions of dollars in ministry unless you're like Copeland.
I just want to be a fired coach. That's where the money's at.
This is a classic example, Quincy. Tell me if you've heard of this. It's a classic example of wife thinks more of husband than others.
No.
My wife does it too. My wife does it too.
It makes me sick. I'm like,
my wife thinks I'm smart. I'm not.
I'm like, how do you?
My wife never said that.
How do you do that? Like, I'm
just said it.
Like, how do you? I'm sitting there looking at him like, how do you do that? Like, how do you know that? Makes me mad.
Well,
because he watches football, Amber.
And?
Well, as you, the fan base watching this can see, there is a beef growing between one Josh Moran and Austin Dash. So we will.
There's a beef growing between Austin and me. He is festering that thing, boy. Like, it is really getting big.
It's pretty funny to watch. It's pretty funny to watch, and maybe we'll get into some of that today. But
I said something about Ryan Williams like hours ago, and then I get called a bum like 2 hours later, out of the blue.
And he dropped a ball again. So Josh was right.
No, he wasn't.
He dropped the touchdown pass. He literally dropped the touchdown pass. Watch the replay.
But it was a touchdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the ball fell on top of him afterwards.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to the first quarter. It's now time for Wild Bill and his Bama Bullet Points. All right, Wild Bill, you're up.
You usually entered it. Okay, let's go. Number one. Ty Simpson on the year, 2,461 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 1 interception, 88 yards rushing, and 2 rushing touchdowns. In the second quarter, we had a 3-play, 66-yard touchdown drive at the very end of the second quarter, which really made a difference. Lottie had 4 receptions for 67 yards. And on the year to date, he has 20 receptions for 322 yards. Jeremy Bernard had 79 yards receiving on the night. LSU, no touchdowns and 3 field goals. Number 6, Bama is one of only 10 teams with 1 or no losses that are title contenders. Number 7, Bama. Boy, here's an awesome one. I'm so proud of this one. It makes me glad to be a Bama fan. We're 14th in rushing in the SEC out of 16 teams.
God.
We're ranked number 8 in total offense in the SEC. LSU had 101 yards of offense in the second half. They had a total of 232 yards of offense with 2 turnovers. We're giving up an average of 15.5 points per game. Since Florida State scored 31 points, nobody has scored more than 24 on Bama. And the last one, this was the first time since 2018 that LSU did not score a touchdown against Alabama. And that's the bullet point.
Yes, sir. Wild Bill, and I do owe you an apology. I went to Facebook to see if I could change the privacy settings on the video, and I left you hanging out to dry. So forgive me for that. But let's talk about those Bama bullet points. I appreciate you picking it up there and making me look good like you always do. Come on.
At least somebody on this podcast makes you look good, because your brother and my husband suck at it. So.
Well, to be fair, they have their work cut out for them. So
we all made it look good Saturday night.
Well.
I tell you what, Wild Bill, it's interesting to me, and I'll go around to each of our folks on the show and just ask them what stands out to them the most. But had it not been for that 66 play drive at the end of the second quarter, we are not looking so hot when it comes to winning this football game. And something I want to talk to you about as well. And next I'll go to you, Amber. We are number 14 out of 16 in rushing the football. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And we are number 8 out of 16. So mid-group when it comes to total offense. But we're on an 8-game winning streak. We went through a gauntlet of SEC play, and we find ourselves at 8-1 going into this weekend in football. So how do you explain that? How do you explain that we're still undefeated? And there has been a couple of these. Wasn't it the Georgia game? We didn't score at all in the second half?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really trying to reframe the success of this football team, because I know we're all just trying to figure out what's going on with the run game. But Wild Bill, how do you explain us being at that particular spot in the SEC, from a rushing standpoint and total offense, but being 8-1 and in second place in the SEC? What are your thoughts there?
I don't know. We only scored 3 second half points Saturday night.
So true. So
it
true.
Ended 20-9. I have no idea. If somebody had told me that Alabama, with the people we have up front, couldn't rush football, we can't even line up on a 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 and go for it just right up the middle with a quarterback sneak or whatever. We have to do a jet sweep with Jeremy Bernard, and he got it just on his athletic ability. They had him.
Who's our offensive line coach?
I don't know, but he's pitiful.
He needs to get fired.
But me and Cindy was thinking, well, where's number 74 in the backfield to get us 1 yard on a 3rd and 1? Or
Yeah.
fourth and one.
I think they're going to save that now. I think they started.
Yeah, but my Lord, just think if Bernard hadn't had the athleticism that he had, would have turned the ball over right there to him. It's just mind-boggling to me that we cannot. And like I said in the text, we're wasting in the text Saturday night. We're just wasting a play running the ball.
Hey guys, so I got our offensive coordinator's name. His name is Chris Kapilovic.
Yeah,
you're talking about our offensive line coach.
Yeah, offensive line coach. He came with Kalen DeBoer in 2024, and he brings a wealth of experience from Michigan State, Colorado, North Carolina, 3 powerhouses.
Was he not? Did he not? Was he not the offensive line coach at Washington?
Yes.
I thought that guy went to the Seahawks when Grubb
say anything. This look. Nope.
The reason.
Hey, here it is. He started at Deer Valley High School in Arizona. Went to Phoenix College, offensive line coach. Kansas and Georgia. That's not really Kansas. Alabama State offensive line. Alabama State offensive line. Missouri State offensive line. Southern Miss offensive line. North Carolina offensive line. Colorado offensive line. Michigan State offensive line. And now to Alabama. I don't know what in those credentials would make you think he's, it's Alabama worthy.
It's real interesting to me because when I was listening to some of the breakdown, and Austin, you may have heard the same. I guess all of you could have heard the same if you were listening to the commentary. When Grubb and DeBoer were in Washington, they actually rushed for approximately 200 yards a game.
Yeah,
and so
the best offensive line in the country.
No, they didn't.
And so how?
Yes, they did.
The next round said they averaged the year they went to the championship. They averaged 118 yards a game.
No, that's not.
Okay,
I don't think
that. Let's go fact check that. And then Amber, what are your thoughts from the Bama bullet points? What do you think as far as what stood out to you? What Wild Bill brought out?
Well, I don't know why we're wasting plays on running. We can't do anything. Like every time they would run the ball, I would go, "Why are we running the ball?" Like I didn't understand, and it was happening. I mean, they're going to run it on first down. They ran it every first down, so it's like how? I mean, of course they can stop it, whether our offensive line was good or not. You can stop it when that's what they're going to do every first down. I was very annoyed watching that game. I was disappointed. I felt like it wasn't. I mean, it was a win, but to me, that was more of a letdown win than our previous wins. Like, because it was like, oh, well, we didn't blow all these teams out of the water, which we're getting used to. But I felt like Saturday was just an ugly win because Ty played like crap. The wide receivers played like crap. The offensive line played like crap. Like, we only won that game because of our defense. And the problem is we can't keep winning all these games strictly because of our defense. Like, I don't think we can beat Oklahoma and Auburn both.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now, guys.
Defense.
Washington Huskies, 2023, when they went 14-1, they averaged 118 yards a game rushing the ball. This is their offense.
Here we go. Maybe it is, but it was a bit more effective. Well, actually, Josh, you brought up the point that they played a lot of close games.
This is exactly how their season at Washington went. They were close games over and over. They had to come back a couple of games. I mean, a lot of the games I was watching them. They came back, and a lot of the games they were close. Same script.
Well, here's what I'll say, Amber. You make a good point. And look, even here, let me tell you this. I I was surprised that we scored that touchdown with Daniel Hill so convincingly because, I mean, he didn't just like scrape across the line. He blasted through the line.
Yeah, and
so
he could be the starting running back.
And why is it that we can't accomplish that? That was at the goal line. So with that being said, Austin, what are your thoughts from the Bama bullet points? What stood out to you with Wild Bill? Then we'll go to Josh and we'll check time.
I mean,
4 minutes
running
on
game,
the timer.
I watched Brooks Austin did a whole breakdown today, 30 minutes on Alabama's struggle running the ball. And Jam Miller is not the same Jam Miller since he got hurt at Missouri. There were multiple times where there was a hole. He danced around. By the time he got there, after dancing, the hole was closed. But our offensive line technique is horrible. Guys out of position. Guys just beat because of their footwork. And then there's other times where they miss guys completely because they don't do what they think they're going to do. Like there's a couple times Formby is supposed to reach block on a guy, and the guy comes across his face instead and blows up the play. It's like Formby's like, well, you're not supposed to do that. Stay where you're at, and I'm supposed to get to you. But I mean that there's a lot. It's technique, it's execution that can be fixed. And Daniel Hill, he showed the difference in Daniel Hill and Jam Miller. Daniel Hill is bursting straight through the line of scrimmage, and Jam Miller is dancing before that's just like that fourth down. There was a hole there. You've got to get 2 yards. You can fall 2 yards if you'll get to the line. But you change your direction, and then by the time you get to where you think you're going to go, the play's over. So it's a lot of technique. A lot of guys just missing assignments or not knowing their assignment.
And you know what, Austin? To me, that speaks. And I'm no Kalen DeBoer. I'm no Brooks Austin by far, obviously. But what that speaks to me, that tells me that they're not confident in what the game plan is. They lack a sense of confidence because they're not playing with a sense of purpose. It's kind of what it looks like to me. And I would say this, everybody on this podcast and the majority, if not all the Alabama fans, they're in great company, it would seem. What's the great company? Being confused at why we have such highly talented offensive line when we can't run the ball. Because look, the coaching staff, millions of dollars are getting paid, and they can't figure it out. Yeah. So everybody is confused at why we can't run the ball. And I don't know. It is a wasted play, but not only the way we ran the ball, there were wasted plays. What about those weird screens, or we tried to run screens to the left and the right, and we threw it, like Ty threw it when nobody was open. It just, something was just off.
And on one of those specifically, the one he threw over Jam Miller's head to the right, the tight end was supposed to chip the guy. Well, the guy knew that, okay, this tight end's close into the line. He's not spread out. He's here to chip me. And what does the guy do? He knew he was going to do it. He jumps off, and then he's on Jam Miller before the pass can be thrown. And it's just like on the Ryan Williams, that throwback screen across that he scored on against Wisconsin, he goes the wrong way. He doesn't trust Jaden Roberts to make that block. If he does, it's probably a touchdown. Instead, he doesn't trust him to make it and cuts it back outside and gets tackled short of the first down.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem, that as these offensive woes go along, Ty can do some great things, but as the woes go along, you don't have to respect the running game. So that allows you to attack much quicker if you don't have to respect the running game.
It's also a wasted play too, when our tendency right now is every first down we're going to hand the ball up the middle. So what can the defense do? Sprint to the middle on first down.
Yeah, we're kind of, it seems as if we're making it easy on them. So, and I'm not sure as we wrap this up, I'm not sure. Josh, we'll have to give you a chance in the second quarter. I'm not sure who was calling the plays. I told Josh, I said, I think they're giving Nick Sheridan a run and giving him an opportunity to drive Dad's car, and it's not going well. That was very disrespectful, so I should say it a different way. But it seemed like it looks so familiar to last year in the play calls. And so I don't know if that was the case. I mean, they've got to get him some opportunities to call plays to see what he's going to do. But if Ty has the autonomy at the line to call the plays, and this is what he's calling out of that look, how could it not be Coach Sheridan's makeup? I don't know. But a lot of interesting points, Wild Bill. Josh, we'll go ahead and extend this quarter for like 2 minutes. What are your thoughts on the points that he brought up?
Well, it's been about 15 minutes since he talked about the points, so I don't even necessarily remember exactly which ones they were. But I do know that even with all these issues, we're 8-1. So I want to see that go to 12-1, and then or 11-1, and 12-1, and 13, 14, 15-1. I don't really struggle. I just want to win the game.
That, and I'm walking to that particular place on the pier as well to say this team is doing something that last year's team couldn't do, which is find a way to win.
And they play good, and they play really efficient, good, productive ball at the end of the games when it's needed.
Yeah, and I think the other piece of that, and you guys can tell me if you disagree, I believe that we will be able to make a few tweaks and some improvements as we go along, and one or two things that we can improve on, it can equal 2 touchdowns. And so it kind of gives us the opportunity to get a little bit better. You don't have to fix it all at once, but I really hope that we get the right combination of offensive linemen, and you would think 9 games in, that we would have it figured out by now, but we do not have it figured out. The defense, though, has it figured out, so the coordinators are just doing a much better job of putting a plan together, and we're executing poorly. We're not able to take advantage of that at the line like we should be to keep them off balance. But with that, Wild Bill, great job in the Bama bullet points. Maybe the next time I'll have you say them at first and then say them again, because we did stretch it out a bit. But final words on the first quarter there, Wild Bill.
The defense is playing good. If you can go 3 plays, go 66 yards at the end of the second quarter, you should be able to do that on a consistent basis. Quit putting us in this situation of
that was the point
hanging on for dear life.
We do so well at tempo, no huddle, just call plays and go down the field. I don't understand why we don't do that more like Tennessee. Once we get a first down, let's roll. Let's get tempo and put pressure on them, because that defense will make mistakes.
When we're in tempo, the heck with Ty getting up there, wasting 20 seconds doing all this stuff, catch them off guard, snap the ball while the defense is doing all their crazy stuff. Go with it. Quit.
Well, we do know
set up and do this.
Yeah. Stuff. Well, we do know the defense that they're going to face this weekend. I don't know from a number standpoint, but they seem much more active and tenacious than that LSU defense. So I know we're gonna want to come to play. But it's time now for the second quarter of the BS podcast.
This is the second quarter of the BS podcast. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Roll Tide. Let's see if we can get this thing going here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the stats. We're going to keep it sweet. We're going to use the KISS principle, which is to keep it super simple. And for you guys watching the show, make sure you comment below, and we'll get you a feature, and away we go. All right, LSU 232 232 yards of total offense compared to your Alabama Crimson Tide, 344 yards. 2 turnovers for the Tigers compared to Alabama's single turnover. 13 first down for the Bayou Bengals versus 17 for your Alabama Crimson Tide. Here comes something that we are all proud of. As much as we can't run block, we're more disciplined on the penalty side. Come on, 10 for 74 for the LSU Tigers, 2 for 25 for your Alabama Crimson Tide. We're doing so many things right, guys. It's going to click at the right time. Come on. 3rd down efficiency, 5 of 14 for the Bayou Bengals, 4 of 13 for the Tide. What's that?
That's ugly.
It is very ugly, and it's very disappointing. 4th down conversions, goose eggs for the Bayou Bengals, and 1 for 2, which is very embarrassing. 1 for 2 for Alabama. I think the one that we didn't get was on the first drive. Very, very frustrating. And then your time of possession, 31 minutes and 49 seconds for the LSU Tigers, and then 28 minutes and 11 seconds for the Alabama Crimson Tide, which is really interesting. What the heck were they doing for that extra time? They were not getting extra yards, which it seemed like, at least maybe it was on the first couple of drives, it seemed like they were really stressing us out. But we found a way. Let's look at your leaders. Nussmeier, 121 yards passing, 18 for 21. Ty Simpson, 21-35 with a touchdown, 277 yards total. Rushing yards. Hey, guys, don't get excited about the rushing yards. Contain yourself, please.
Yeah.
So what's Barry's first name? I can't recall. I apologize.
Harry
Barry. There you go.
Barry.
I walked right into that. 12 carries for 66 yards compared to Alabama's illustrious 7 carries for 21 yards for Daniel Hill. Receiving yards, 5 receptions for 49. Mr. Thomas on the LSU Tigers. Jeremy Bernard, 79 yards on 3 receptions. Sacks. Perkins had 1 sack compared to Yanze Pierre's 2 sacks, and that guy is just an animal, man. And one of his sacks, he had a fumble as well, correct? Yeah. And then as far as solo tackles go, Wild Bill, I know just a couple weeks ago you just had 0 faith in my man, Mr. Lawson, but he has 9. And the ticker tape at the bottom is covering the name for LSU's linebacker.
It's Harold. His name's Harold. You can't let somebody tackle you named Harold.
Yeah, that was a curious text that you sent, saying something about Harold, and I did not know what the reference was, but it's kind of funny, I think.
Got tackled in the backfield by Harold. You can't get tackled by somebody named Harold.
Why?
He's all American.
Because I got a great uncle named Harold.
Our grandfather's name was Harold.
My dad's name is Harold.
What does that have to do with not being tackled by them?
Because Harold does not sound like an athletic name, okay?
Yeah.
It sounds like an elderly gentleman that sits on the 3rd row in the church.
Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins is athletic.
Yes, he is very athletic. Now, here's a point of contention, and then we'll start going round robin here.
Harold Horace Moran was athletic.
I'll tell you what.
He was
Harold Horace, some of the fastest hands I have ever seen in my 47 years. Harold Horace Moran. That guy.
You haven't seen me eat a buffet then.
You don't even eat at the buffet. Shut up.
If they got something I like, I do.
You're
chicken fingers.
True.
He just stole the thunder from his he stole the thunder from his joke. It was so good.
Why is Austin someone that goes to restaurants and orders chicken fingers?
Austin's picky. All he eats is chicken fingers and like burgers and steak and pizza.
I'm telling people that because I pretty much eat all meat. So try again.
That's
bologna.
Okay.
You eat bologna.
He does eat bologna, but he doesn't eat it fried, which is weird. To
What?
me.
What?
That's the best way.
Oh, I love raw bologna too, but I love fried bologna as well.
Somebody was telling me the other night that they got one of those packages of meat where you get the box every month, and they sent back their bologna because it smelled funny. And I said, I don't think anybody's going to honor that. I think their response would be, it's bologna. We're not even sure what kind of meat that is.
That's a fair point.
All
right.
I'm not buying no damn bologna delivered to me through the mail.
Here's something I want to bring up as far as Ty Simpson and what it looked like that night. According to the best estimates, looking at stats, he had 7 pass attempts under pressure and 28 pass attempts not under pressure. Now, ChatGPT can get some things wrong. So if I go back to the stats here, what does it say here? 35. Yep, that's right on the money. So only 20% of Ty's passes were under pressure. It's around 18.9%. So, Austin, I know that you were trying to take me and everybody in the chat to task, but saying he couldn't. He was under duress, but less than 20% of the time he was under duress. What is the explanation for him?
That's what ChatGPT said. He was under duress for 20%.
18.9%.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
I
there you have
it. Is ChatGPT just saying he missed?
It's about 1 every 5 dropbacks. That sounds about right.
Here's how it reads.
They're literally say that he missed this 20% because he was under duress.
We need to deep dive on this. Look, fact of the matter is, we've been watching Ty making them throws all year, and he wasn't making them.
I agree with that, but
that's it.
You cannot.
I just want to answer to my question.
Yeah, but guys, duress, not duress, it doesn't matter. He's been making them throws all year.
I think that's a great point.
I agree.
And
but their whole game,
he was off then, and you agree there.
Their whole game plan on defense, all they had was blitz. Yeah,
but guys, we haven't been able to run the ball all year. This is what we do. This is our life, and Ty was off.
And
I just feel like everybody was off.
Ty's been driving the train. Ty's been driving the train.
Go ahead, Wild Bill. Go ahead, Wild Bill.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Second half. Was it the first time we had the ball? What was one of the first plays we did? They blitzed Cuevas. Nobody around him. About 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. Little old dink pass goes for about 20 yards. Where's that? Where's the slant?
I agree with that.
If they're blitzing us,
there was
ball out quick.
They were slants open all night, and we wasn't running them.
And then Cuevas dropped the ball a few times, like Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard, because that's what everybody was doing Saturday.
Dropped the ball one time.
I'm going to bet they ran some slants, Austin.
I'm going to go ahead and say we did not throw one slant in that game.
All right. You can't even possibly
I have no
doubt that you're correct.
I have no doubt in my mind that they did not throw one slant. We hadn't.
So you stared at the TV the whole time, didn't text at all, and you watched every play.
Yeah, I watched every play that game.
He is on the road.
He's a talented guy.
No, he does illegal things, and he watches it when he's driving. Don't you worry.
Thank you for putting that out there for all.
Yeah, but there's no way you can see every play start and end, and you can't even see all the routes.
I think he said they didn't throw a slant.
No,
is what he's saying. They did not throw a slant all night.
You mean Ty didn't throw a slant?
Yeah,
well,
that's what
he's saying they didn't call any slants.
But I'm saying too, 60% of the time we're throwing 15-yard routes, and they're blitzing every play. I'm like,
here's what I think. What if it was the same play calling and Ty was just a little off, so it looked out of sync?
That's a good point.
Okay, but
if that guy's brain ain't on fire, it's gonna look out of sync because our whole offense has been Ty Simpson this year.
But the whole offense looked out of sync. The line looked out of sync.
He looked out of sync.
Well, and that's
the line blocks.
He's the engine.
Here's the thing: is that Ty said if you watched it at the end of the game when he went to the sideline reporter,
right about every 5 seconds. Right.
He does say right about every 5 seconds. But what he said was, transparently, they came out flat. There was no excuse for it. They tried to overcome it, but they came out flat, and it was something that we all saw. And you know what, Wild Bill, sometimes that happens out of the bye week, does it not? Sometimes that happens out of the bye week. I mean, you even see it in the playoffs when a team hasn't, is off, not just college football.
Bye then. I don't want the bye.
But
lose a game.
let's think
Yeah,
back.
the bye's crap.
All right, when Mac Jones, he was a starter 1 year at Bama. Him and Devontae, what was their bread and butter? Because teams were constantly blitzing.
Yep, get the ball out of his hands.
Quick man over the middle to Devontae, and he could outrun everybody.
Ty, look, the whole thing you've been hearing since training camp.
We have 3 minutes left.
Ty has been making exceptional, quick decisions with the ball all year. He's been doing that, and he was off.
He was off.
Okay, but I'm saying if we're calling long developing routes, we can't.
I don't think we were.
I agree with that.
Always call long developing routes, but there's also undercuts and check down in those routes that Ty uses.
One thing I'll say is this: let's stop cutting each other off because it's dumb. Number 2,
I don't even know who cut each other off.
It's happening. Number 2, I would have to agree with Austin because we saw the same thing in South Carolina when they were blitz happy, and that's what everybody's going to do. They're going to speed rush the outside of our offensive line because we cannot keep up. Yep. And so we have to make adjustments. And matter of fact, I was texting with Jeff through the course of the game. When you sense that there is pressure coming, who is responsible to call the hot routes? Because you cannot throw long developing plays. So I actually agree with you there, Austin. And we saw it at South Carolina. They speed rushed us to death, and we struggled offensively. So Oklahoma is going to come to town, and they are going to speed rush us to death. And what are we going to do to adapt? Because we're not adaptable right now. We have found a way to win. And to your credit, Josh, I don't care if they're ugly. Just get the W. It takes 1 point to win. I will suffer through it. I don't care. I want to win. I'm not tired of winning. I'll tell you that. No. So I get it. I get it with what we're used to. But those days are behind us for a while.
I just want to look back to Georgia. He threw a lot under duress, but there were short routes we were running that were open, and we were getting the ball out of our hands.
I just gotta say this.
Notice that game compared to South Carolina and LSU. It's we're not running those short routes.
This is happening all over football, though, guys. Okay,
1 minute.
Close games. Bunch more competitiveness, players are making money going all over, and the depth is spread thin from when the big guys used to have all the players, the depth, and they could go 2 or 3 deep. That's done. They're all spread out everywhere, and everybody's in tough games. Look at Indiana. I know Austin wants to sit there and say that Penn State, that South Carolina is better than Penn State, so Indiana winning at the end like we did at the end is not the same thing, but I think it is. This is happening to everybody. So
Austin's always going to hate on Penn State.
I'm going to hate on the Big Ten because the Big Ten is trash.
It's not, though. It's not. What makes you say that?
The amount of under 500 teams in the Big Ten, they have 2 or 3 good teams every year, and then the bottom half is crap. This year,
it's not true. The bottom half is not crap. It's not the bottom half.
Who's the bottom half? Maryland. Michigan State.
Crap.
Iowa hasn't had an offense in 20 years. Who else we got? Purdue.
Wisconsin, Northwestern.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Illinois is 6-3, and that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the 11th team. Northwestern's 5-4. Washington 6-3. Nebraska 7-3. Minnesota 6-3. Iowa 6-3. Michigan 7-2, Oregon 8-1, USC 7-2, Ohio State 9-0, and Indiana 10-0. They're not trash. They keep winning championships over the SEC, and we're sitting here from our SEC pedestal. It doesn't exist anymore.
The SEC is good this year, though. We haven't been good for a couple of.
How many?
True. Last year we got 4 in or whatever. However many we got the most in with the Big Ten.
And this year we'll probably get 5 or 6 in.
Timer went
All right.
off.
So good conversation, as we move into the third quarter, which will be the dashes on DeBoer, here's the saddest thing from my perspective that's happening, period.
Real quick.
Good. Interrupt me again. I like that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, dude. I just don't want to lose my thought. Go ahead.
Right. Get a notebook and write it down. That's what I have to do. The saddest thing to me overall is that our focus is on what the offense is not, rather than celebrating what the defense is.
Dude, our
because
defense is so good.
We were smashing Kane Womack with, everything we could get our hands on last season.
Yep.
And he is actually coming through. Josh, I'll defer to you, and then we'll go right to the third quarter.
So just a little context. The 11th team in the SEC is Florida, and they're 3-6. LSU is 5-4. Missouri 6-3. Tennessee 6-3. Oklahoma 7-2. Vandy, Texas 7-2 and 8-2. Ole Miss, Georgia, Alabama 9-1, 8-1, 8-1, and Texas A&M 9-0. It's not any difference.
I just want
It's
to point
really
out.
not.
I just want to point out that Kentucky beat Florida, but anyway, that's besides the point.
I think
Florida's 3-6.
NCAA
The 11th team. So the 11th team in the Big Ten has a better record than our 11th team.
And guess what? Our 11th team on a neutral field would be favored over Illinois.
You have SEC bias. It doesn't.
That's
Look,
not
I had it. I had an SEC bias
That's
because we were actually winning championships, and it was true. It ain't true no more.
And Austin's
not
from
even-
West Virginia, and at his core is a West Virginia fan.
Well,
I would also like
the
to point
Big
that out.
12 is garbage. I'll throw that out there too.
It's not though. It's not. Oh my God, Austin.
Josh, you mean to tell me
All right.
Texas Tech is
All right. Here we go. Okay.
Scream like that at the TV every week. Roll Tide. Let's go.
All right. It's time now for the dashes on DeBoer. Let the dashes DeBoer it up.
Okay, so before Austin starts talking, this is not sponsored, but I found the coolest thing last week while I was in Alabama. I went shopping with my best friend, and I don't know, this may not be new, but there's this company called Follow. I don't really know. I think it's Follow. My lot also makes things look weird. So Follow is I just knocked it over, is a brand of bracelets. And with your bracelet, when you buy, you get an animal to track. Follow. Get it? Follow. And so you help save the animals, obviously, and you can get all kind of animals. But of course, we're Bama fans, so I got me an elephant. My lot makes it where you can't really see that. But anyway, I'm really excited about my little elephant, and I was just looking at it. We have a pet 22-year-old elephant that lives in Kenya, honey. So anyway, just
do we
throwing
make
this out
money off
there.
of this?
No, this isn't sponsored. I was just
Okay, then why are we doing it?
because I thought it was cute, and they might sponsor us for the elephants. Roll Tide.
Oh Lord God, we're not getting sponsored by no elephants. First off, I don't even know where to go from there. You're showing off a bracelet we don't even have nothing to do with.
Yeah, we do. We have a pet elephant to track. I'm so excited about it. You can even get sea turtles. I'm probably going to get a sea turtle next.
What does this have to do with Kaylin DeBoer?
It doesn't. It has everything to do. It has everything to do with Roll Tide, baby, because we're elephants.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
Did you check her meds, Austin?
I think she doubled up or something.
Well, I ate a couple of brownies before this.
What were in those brownies?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the lady at church that made them.
I kind of believe you, Am.
Oh no, Eleanor's done messed us up. I will say, speaking of medicine, I think everything being so close now is the NCAA is in bed with Big Pharma to get everybody addicted to Xanax. So there's that. We're just gonna move on from there. Coach DeBoer says every year has a noise, but this year's brought so many types of outside noise. The Crimson Tide has become good at pushing that out and focusing on what's ahead. He was asked about Connor Talty. DeBoer says any field goals he may have missed haven't really affected him at all, which there's been a lot of them because he's missed a lot. He added that Talty has been able to respond and come back when things don't go his way. We're going to get it. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to play to win at the right times. Talty made a 45-yard kick and missed an extra point, so there's that. He says that the Crimson Tide has to make sure it does its best to change things up in response about the Sooners' ability to gather intel. We've changed our signs this week.
Ryan Grubb also said that.
Yeah,
he was pretty aggressive.
Cam Dewberry got hurt against LSU, but they expect him to be ready to play. The players who experienced last season's Oklahoma loss certainly better remember that loss pretty much eliminated Alabama from the CFP last year. Our experiences help us be better the next time around. I talked about Nakai Hill-Green's punch on the ball and how that was just a phenomenal play.
So good.
He loves former players being around the program. He said this is their program. They're the ones that built this and made it what it is. He hopes they're proud of where the program is right now.
Coach Saban had quite a few special guests in his box Saturday night.
He feels as though there are things that Alabama can continue to improve on, but he's proud of the team's resolve and the players finding a way to win.
I wonder what you got to do to be a special guest in Coach Saban's box. I mean, I'd do some stuff to get in that box.
That doesn't sound right, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we need to, in this podcast, before Amber incriminates herself.
What are we talking about? Like, what kind of threshold do you have?
I don't really want to know.
I kind of want to know, Austin.
Well, I don't. Oklahoma leads the country.
Really good view from the box. I mean, and they probably got all that bougie Diet Coke and stuff. I mean, come on.
Now you're talking about Coke, pop brownies and Coke. Okay. Oklahoma leads the country in tackles for loss. Our communication has to be elite. We got to stick to the process, Grubb says, on the block and in the running game. We've got good players that are committed to the process. He said that the downfield passing game is an area where the team has executed in practice time and time again, and completing the open looks in the game is the key to taking the next steps. He said Grubb praised Brent Venables and said he will look to attack Alabama's weaknesses. He's got a specific game plan for each offense. They create different pictures for you. He doesn't think the issues in the running game are down to a mental issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Womack talked about quarterback run being a big factor, especially in the red zone. They're doing a tremendous job of play calling. He said effort creates takeaways. He reminisced on facing Oklahoma offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle when he was at Western Kentucky and Womack was at South Alabama. He said, we got our tail kicked. He said he needed a little edge this morning. He talked about how well the defensive front is practicing with position coach Freddie Roach. If there's a guy that has a hot hand, you want to make sure that dude is available in the fourth quarter. He's proud of the inside linebackers. Talked about Deontay Lawson and Nakai Hill-Green, how well they're playing right now. Complimented John Mateer's skill set in both the run and pass game. They've got to do a good job of getting 11 players to the football. He talked about the swagger that Alabama's playing with right now, and all the reps from the offseason and regular season have been making a difference. So there's that. That's everything I've got. Anything you guys want to touch on from that, other than Amber's comments?
Well, Coach DeBoer said that all teams. He said every team does a little bit of what they're talking about. Oklahoma stealing signs.
Yeah.
Oh,
What they're doing is legal. It's not sending
Yeah.
old dude from Michigan to games in advance to
Yeah.
scout it out.
Yeah. So,
I'm pretty
Well,
sure. I'm pretty sure our sweet little old lady at church doesn't put marijuana in her brownies.
that's questionable.
They are full of sugar. They are full of sugar though, and I haven't ate, so I'm probably on a sugar.
They are fur of sugar, though. No, come on now.
Probably on a sugar.
Sugar don't make you talk like that.
I just would. I'd like to read something just quickly, and
Okay, I accept you, Amber.
I do have some thoughts about what you guys covered, and I think probably to date, this may sound weird, but I think Oklahoma is probably the most dangerous team we're getting ready to face. And what do I say that? Their back is against the wall. They've got 2 losses. There is no way that they can lose another game and be considered for the college football playoff. Their head coach is a defensive-minded coach who had a lot of success in his former place in Clemson. And so when you couple that with some of the challenges that we have had with running quarterbacks, who's the best running quarterback that we've faced this year so far? Would you say it's Castellano, or would you say that it is Pavia?
Well, since we lost to FSU, I'm going to say him.
No, I'd say it's either Pavia or what's his face from South Carolina.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair assessment. Josh, what are your thoughts?
I would say probably Pavia, or Lenore Sellers, but John Mateer, their passing game's been struggling for sure, but that's our strength. But lately, we've been stopping the explosive runs as well, and we've been limiting the running game too. So I got to remember that hopefully our team remembers last year, and they have that in the back of their heads. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there also is another challenge, Austin, that you kind of want to think about when you look at the teams that we've played that we have struggled offensively against more. They're lackluster teams that 18 to 22 year olds are going to go, oh, it's South Carolina. There's no, why are we going to, what's the hype? Or it's LSU. Their coach just went away and they're 5-3. What's the hype? And so the question is, do they look at it and they go, this is OU, like Josh said? They dominated us. They embarrassed us on national TV. They kept us out of the playoffs last year. And the thought is, you don't need that. But then if you kind of review your day-to-day, when your back is against the wall, a lot of times we too perform at a higher level. So, Wild Bill, what are your thoughts as far as the context? I know you gave some thoughts about what you heard in the press conference. what stands out to you most? Is it something that a Ryan Grubb says? Is it something that Kane Womack says? Something that Coach DeBoer says? Who do you look to see the tempo of the team when it comes to these interviews?
Well, Coach DeBoer is the one that brought out about last year's game.
Yeah.
That's and basically he said, they kept us out of the playoffs. Well, like y'all said, they embarrassed us on national television. I don't care if it was raining. They was playing in the
2
rain
minutes.
too. But
They sure were.
And for those guys that went to Norman, Oklahoma last year, if they don't remember that, something's wrong with them. That's all. But our players have got to realize what we've got ahead of us if they'll keep winning.
Yeah, I mean they're potentially looking at a SEC championship game, and if you win that, you get a bye, which for us probably not good at this point.
No.
But
did anybody get an opportunity to watch the Kalen DeBoer show with Chris Stewart over the weekend?
No.
Yeah, we did yesterday.
Yeah, I did too. I watched it on replay. I wonder what your thought was of Coach's energy and when he talked about why they were so successful in the 2 minute. And what were your thoughts on his energy there, Wild Bill?
He was excited, but he wore out too. but he had done talk to the team, congratulated them, talking about they played well, but there's still those areas that they got to clean up and improve on. So,
well,
yeah.
And what's wild is we've seen the games this year where the things they're having issues now, they had no issues with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a combo of teams are exploiting things that they think are a weakness, and we're not responding well to that. But I think it also comes down to two. I feel like at times we play down to our competition.
I do
too. LSU, South Carolina, and then you have the Georgias and the Tennessees where they had the number one offense in the country, and we held them to 20 points. Or the Georgia where we went in there and we ran the ball well. So it's the inconsistency that's frustrating.
I agree.
We've seen them do it.
Yeah, and as we move along to the fourth quarter here in just a minute, the one of the things that I saw in that interview with Chris Stewart is that Coach DeBoer, I feel like he's very confident that what we're up against as far as, team-wise, he can fix it. I don't know how he's going to fix it, but I felt that he had the confidence that they can fix it because you have seen glimpses of them perform at such a high level. And so it's finding the proper lever. It's getting with your leadership, your player leadership on the ground, and really helping Ty Simpson know that he can go out there and not try so hard to be great because he's a great player. He's going to do great things. So you don't have to overdo those things. And I think I feel good about us being able to fix some of those things, make some small adjustments that are going to make a difference. But it's really the Oklahoma game is the one that really concerns me the most. And I always have a bad feeling when we play Oklahoma. And we beat them some, but, man, they sure seem to – when they beat us, they just embarrass us. So, all right. Let's get into the fourth quarter. Great quarter, guys. Thanks a lot. The fourth quarter is brought to you by Man vs. Marriage, the podcast. Oh, my goodness. Did you know that Man vs. Marriage has begun a series called Where Do I Start? And it's about rebuilding yourself, rebuilding your marriage, and making your marriage everything you had hoped it would be and more when you got married. So go check that out. Where do I start? Now let's get into the fourth quarter.
3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the fourth quarter. But before we do that, here's a message from Chat GPT. Overall quality of play, on balance, Penn State appears to be stronger this season in terms of production on both sides, especially offense. South Carolina
lost 5 in a row.
South Carolina has strengths, which are defense, but their offense is a limiting factor, which drags down their overall performance. So I just want to make sure that I talk through that because I have gone even farther back. I was the one, and if I wanted to go look at it on Facebook to prove myself right, I could, but I won't. And this was probably before the college football playoff series started, or maybe it was the first year, but that we were the greatest defense, and the SEC was X, Y, and Z. But every time we played a Big 12 team back when OU and Texas were in the Big 12, it would seem like the scores were just as crazy and high scoring. And I bring you to who was it? It was Georgia. It was Georgia and OU, as a matter of fact, that went into 2 or 3 overtimes in the playoffs. So it was the first year of the playoffs, and Georgia had to score in overtime to beat them. And it was like a 50 to something, 52, 54, 52 or something like that. So I think for a long time, it's been trending in that direction. We held dominance for such a long time, but now NIL and the transfer portal has leveled the playing field. So you're just not going to be able to look at one conference to another and say, we have the best. Right now, you have to say, the championship runs through the Big Ten. Is it 2 years in a row? 1 year in a row? 2 years in a row?
2 years in a row, and there's 2 years in a row, not even an SEC team in the championship.
Can I point out a stat that I just saw on Facebook?
Yes.
About Ty? No. I didn't realize this. This is actually pretty disappointing because I love Ty. Ty Simpson is just 2 of 14 on passes of 30-plus air yards this season, including 1 of 4 against LSU. That's terrible.
And well, and during the game, I'll talk to Josh about that. I've got to tell you, RTR, Brandon Phillips, RTR, the quarterback that gave me the most confidence when he threw the long ball, it felt like every time he threw it, I was like, it's gold, was A.J. McCarron.
I mean, was pretty good.
Bryce Young was good too.
Yeah, Price's deep ball was pretty.
Coker
I think
deep ball.
He did, but I'm telling you my feeling, not what's necessarily factually
AJ
correct.
Yes.
Every time he hurled the ball, it was like somebody was going to catch it, and it was a big play. So when it comes to Ty Simpson, I think he's got some adjustments to make. He's got the cannon. Sometimes he just and he doesn't have a significant amount of playing experience, so he's got a ton of upside. But he can definitely get the long ball under control. Sometimes he underthrows the wide receiver that's open. Sometimes he overthrows wide receivers that are wide open, and so I feel confident that he can get that, especially if we can get an offensive line at some point, unless he takes off. But let's talk about Oklahoma coming to Tuscaloosa. Last year, Oklahoma owned the state of Alabama because they beat us and those guys down in the South. This year, have they not already beaten Auburn? And now
let's not hold the whole state accountable for Auburn.
I'm talking about this year. Okay.
I'm saying state don't claim those cow people.
Hello.
Well, here's the deal. We've got to be the ones that deny Oklahoma. And my prayer, just selfishly, my prayer to the football gods is that we embarrass them back, because I am so salty about what happened. I work with OU fans, and boy, I got to tell you, it was painful. But with that being said, it's time now for the predictions. And starting with, actually, you know what, Amber, since you're in first place, do you want to go first?
I would love to.
Hey, I just want to chime in real quick. Penn State lost their last 6 games. They're 3-6. South Carolina has lost their last. They lost 6 out of their last 7, and they're 3-6. That these two teams are literally the same. Austin.
Can I get my prediction now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead, Heidi.
I'm going 31 Bama, 20 Oklahoma.
If we score 31 points on Oklahoma, I'll be happy.
Absolutely.
Maybe me and Austin traded places this week, and I'm just delusional. But
no, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope that you're right on the money, honey.
I would love for them to come to Tuscaloosa, and I mean, I'd love to embarrass them also, but I would just love to beat them with some higher scoring points than what we've had at home after last year.
I would too. I would love to take them out behind the woodshed and just demoralize them and show what we are truly capable of. Because if we get it all together, we are truly a dangerous football team. So 31-20, Amber Dash. Austin, you're up.
I'm gonna go 34-17.
God, I hope we can score 34 on them. That'd be nice.
All right, Josh Moran, it's time for you.
All right, well, I'm just looking at the schedule. There is one, two. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 games this year we've scored over 30 points. I don't think that's really good, but we've been trending down, and we can't seem to get out of the 20s, and right now we're struggling to make it to 20. I think. Let me find my score. Where's it at? Here we go. I just have a little graphic up here. Can we get rid of the comment? Let's get rid of that.
I'm trying.
All right, so here, if you see on the left, we have a normal blood cell, right? So that's a bunch of scoring and a bunch of footballs and touchdowns. What you have on the right is our offense. It's anemic. There's a lot less red blood cells. So if you look above, we're missing. Now, if you look at the bottom right, we got Jeremy Bernard. He's saying, "Good Lord, great Lord, bring our offense back." The Lord does not grant his wish, and it's 20-13 Bama win.
All right, 20.
I have no reason to believe we can run the ball and just do whatever we want on Oklahoma's defense. Best defense we're playing all year.
I do have reason to believe we can create turnovers, though, because he's got about 7 interceptions.
Oh, dude, no, that's one thing our defense I don't have to worry about. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming.
Listen to this stat. Alabama is number 4 in turnover margin. Oklahoma is 114.
We don't turn it over a lot, and we create a lot of turnovers. I will say that, and we're 8-1, and that's all I care about. 20-13 Bama.
20-13 Alabama. All right, Wild Bill, you are up.
Oklahoma has the number 2 scoring defense in the SEC behind Texas. Alabama's number 3. 24-17 Roll Tide.
Man, that looks good. All of these scores look good, and I don't care if it's 1-0, which it can't be. Let's just get a W, Alabama. That's right. 2-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got 3 options here, and I've really got to roll the dice on which one it's going to be. Rock, paper, scissors.
Eeny, meeny, miny,
Don't go for the high one.
All right, I've got it. I rock, paper, scissors myself. Here's what we're going to do. What my heart wants versus what I think reality is. Which one do you guys want to hear?
What reality?
Hey, before you say this, your stuff hadn't worked all year. Why don't you try something different?
Well, there's that.
Point.
You know,
so basically, Wild Bill just said go with reality.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. And as a matter of fact, last week I went with that. and I was in second place. In second place is first loser. So here's
I went with
what,
ignorance again, so there's that.
all right, here's what's going to happen. Alabama has had such a difficult time starting the football game and being successful. Feels like they are so slow when they come out. This week, Alabama is going to start much quicker. They know what's at stake. So the good guys come out. They have a great long drive, and they stuff it in for a touchdown compared to Oklahoma's field goal. First quarter goes Alabama 7, OU 3. Alabama catches a spark, maybe because of the defense. Maybe we even get a defensive touchdown in the second quarter.
Yeah,
Alabama,
my favorite.
Yes, Alabama wins the second quarter 10-7. And we go into the half at what? 17-7. Coming out of the second half, Alabama gets a field goal for the third quarter. OU scores a touchdown, and we are really, really upset about it. We don't like it. We don't like it at all. But Alabama caps off the fourth quarter with a great drive and a touchdown, and OU puts the 0-0, making this score Alabama 27, OU 17. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 27-17. Here are the other scores that I.
Uncle Bill's. Oh, you about to read them?
Well, here's the other two scores that I had. The first score was 24-17. Then I decided to go with a model that was 27-13. And then I decided to go with a model that was 27-16. So I went with as close to the original as possible. Here are your scores. Amber believes the Alabama Crimson Tide is going to win 31-20. Austin Dash believes they're going to emerge and score 34 points compared to 17 for OU. Josh is going with 20-13, and Wild Bill 24-17. Now, I don't think any of us.
Yours again?
17.
My score was 27-17. Here's my question: how many points per game is Oklahoma averaging? If you said it and I didn't hear it, my apologies.
2 minutes.
They are averaging 28.9 points a game.
Okay, and so when it comes to Alabama, just off the top of your head, what you think, have teams that have been playing against Alabama averaged their normal points per game
less?
No, because we're averaging 13 or 16 points a game, giving up.
Tennessee, the biggest one, because they were averaging like 40 points a game.
Okay.
48.
But, wow. Yeah, so that tells me that Alabama has the opportunity to come out, and I hope I'm so wrong because Alabama lays 40+ on them. But I just don't see that being the personality of this team. But if it is, put a plate of crow in front of me, and the Q-Dog will eat it, feathers and all. Come on, baby.
Facebook has a exclamation point at the top. It's dead.
Yeah, Facebook went down.
Facebook's dead. Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, he is. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Well, I see that. Well, maybe that's because that Facebook is live, and my Facebook is only to me. So, props there. I got to get that figured out because it's kind of hampering my ability to get the Red and White Alumni podcast out. But with that being said, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is your LSU Alabama update. As Alabama beats the Bengal Tigers 20-9. What a weird score. Although it's not uncommon for Alabama to win 9-6. So things
exactly.
Like that. So with that being said, this time it's time for the Alabama Crimson Tide to stand up, defend the state of Alabama, defend our egos, and beat the Boomer Sooner. Come on, boys. Get it together.
We're going.
We will be there.
We're going.
That is true. We will be there.
Fun.
All right. It's time now for your final word. Amber Dash, your final words.
Roll Tide.
I love it. Austin Dash, your final word.
Roll Tide, and nobody even knows what a Sooner is.
Holy cow. Josh Moran, your final word.
The sooner I can get some of what Amber's on today and what Austin was on yesterday, the sooner I'll be better.
Got it. Wild Bill, your final thoughts, your final words.
Ever
Rock and
since
roll.
you love safeties, Aaron Rodgers got sacked in the end zone by the Chargers for a safety last night. I thought about you when I saw it.
I was hoping we were going to get one that one time they were backed up right to the end zone. I had my fingers crossed. It didn't happen.
But anyway, I just hope we play to our potential. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. That's a great word. And something that the head coach at Desert Christian used to say, Coach Israel, he used to say, you never want to be known as someone who had great potential, because that means you never realized it. So my call to the University of Alabama, to Coach Kalen DeBoer and the coaching staff, it's time to elevate one more level. And this may not be the last time that you have to elevate, but I'm calling on you to elevate one more level. Bring your best effort, bring your best attention, bring your intensity, bring your grit and your tenacity to this game, because after game one, nobody but you believed in you. And here we are again. We're concerned as a fan base with the offense. Come out. Have a sense of pride. Have the Alabama sense of pride for the Crimson Tide, and absolutely dominate the Boomer Sooner as we go 2 more games after the Boomer, and we prepare for what could be Coach DeBoer's first appearance in the SEC Championship. I'm not asking you to look ahead, but I'm asking you to come to steal their souls and put the entire country and college football on notice that we fixed some of the problems and we're ready to get it done.
Quincy.
All right. Yeah.
Roll Tide, real quick. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that reminder, Josh Moran. Veterans, thank you for all that you do. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for serving America, the greatest country on the face of the planet, in spite of the morons that we elect, both Republicans and Democrats. No constitution is better. No place is freer. Stand up and be Americans, America. Let's go. All right, that's it for this episode of the BS Podcast. We thank you for watching. We're sorry for all the technical issues, and one day we endeavor, like Alabama's offensive line, we endeavor to get it right, and that's what we're going to do. For now, for Amber Dash, Austin Dash, for Josh Moran, for Wild Bill, my name is Quincy Moran, a.k.a. The Q Dog, and this is the BS Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Roll Tide!
One message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science, you know.
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gon' play with the players we got. The next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. I mean it. Like,
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
what the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on. Hang
Quincy
on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.